You do minimal handling, right? So if you go there maybe 2 times per shift for the real care, I'm not talking about the procedures on like if you have really unstable patient, you don't have to touch them unless you need to do some specific procedure. So if you do care, you do it maybe twice per shift, every 6 hours. That's more than enough. Okay, and again, you have parents to help you. So I know it's not an ideal ratio, but we can do it. And these things, what we will show you today, it's really low cost. And it's easy to do it. And you will see once you start applying it in the unit, your babies won't be so irritable. They will be sleeping much more than they are sleeping right now. They will be more quiet. They will be more satisfied. So your workload will decrease just because you apply a few things. It's not about you go to the unit tomorrow and you apply everything. That's not the reason why we are here. We need to start step by step. So first thing is to think about the changes, as Dina said. So start to think how you can help your babies. That's number 1. Start to bring this idea into the unit and apply it. You can start from the most sick babies, they need it the most, and then you can go down. Okay? You can try to develop the strategies how to do it. Involve the whole team of the nurses and the doctors. Make the teams.
The parents.
And make them responsible. Yeah, and teach the parents, of course. Okay, but it has to come from you. Because you are the most important in the unit. Because you do the care. And without you, the patient won't survive. Okay? So if you take it as a beneficial and as an important point, then you will be able to start and you will be able to master these things. And really, I can tell you, it's really low cost. We didn't have these things years back. And we did it with linens, with towels, with things what we had available in the unit. And we were able to do it. Afterwards, we got a few positioning stuff and whatsoever. Now we are purchasing more and more and more. But the thing is, it has to start from you. Because you are knowledgeable, you know how to do it, you know your patient. And then you can help them, and then you can teach them up. Okay? Yeah, so we will be trying to videotape the things what we will do, so you will see it easily. Then you don't have to come in, but whatever comment you have, you can do, and you are more than welcome.
So I'll not use microphone. I hope that you can hear me all right. Can you? Yes. All right. So we were talking about different positions. So first position. So what's the first position you use the most? The prone position you use. Okay. By the way, do you know the ratio how we should position our babies? The ratio. You will hold it up. All right. So these days, actually, some studies show that you should go 70-20-10. What it means: 70% of the time the patient should be prone, 20% the patient should be side lying, and only 10% should be supine. But it applies for the sick babies. If you have a baby which is able to breathe spontaneously with no other problems, and he's 34 weeks and above, what should be the position? Supine or side lying, okay? Because that's the prevention of SIDS. And I know that we have monitors in the unit, but the parents, they don't have it. And once they see that you put the patient in the prone position, they will do it at home and their baby can die. Because you won't be able to explain them all the time, yes, we have the monitors so they can sleep prone and whatsoever. Once the baby breathes correctly, and he doesn't have any support or any other problems, he's just in the unit because he's 34 and maybe he doesn't feel well he shouldn't be prone position anymore. Okay? Alright. So let's start with the prone position. So what did we say that the baby has to have? What you saw? Flexion. So I'll take the bigger doll. So the legs should be flexed, right? Okay. What else? Okay, so the hands should be flexed as well. Near to the face. Alright. How about the head? Okay. So if I put the baby like that and I put him prone, what will happen with the head? So it will turn totally to the side, right? And then even if he will be like this, the head will be in this position. If you put him without any support. So that's why I said you should support the tummy. Whatever you have, you can take the appropriate size of the linen. You can fold it. And the size of the fold should be from the arms, from the shoulders, down there to the tummy. So then you will be able to have the proper position of the shoulder and of the hands in this position. The head will slightly turn and go down, and also the legs will be supported. So while you put the baby there, it will be all supported and the head will never turn to this side. So it will be facing this way or on the other side. Okay? And also the baby can easily lift the head and turn it on the other side if he doesn't have any device, of course. If there is any device, then you will just position it properly. Okay? So that's how it's supposed to be. So don't forget the tummy support, because once you don't put it there, even for 500 grams baby, if you don't put any support under the tummy, it means that you are against doing this. Okay? Even if you put the hands near to the face, he will never leave the shoulders tucked in because of the muscles. The muscles are so weak, so he's not able to keep it in this position. So that's why he will always stay flat. Okay? So that's why the support is very important. And you can do it with the simple things what you have. Of course, you can use the high tech. I will show it to you later, so you can see how it works. But this is very easy. Then you can put the baby inside the nest. So the legs, if they are tucked, they have also support with the boundaries. So this one will support the feet, so the baby can kick it in and the legs will return back. So there is always some support. So while you put it there properly, then the legs are supported. And there is no harm if you have these strips that you can also strip it around and keep the baby inside contained, okay? But this one doesn't have some support. What other support you should have for the baby? Head, perfect. So you can take another linen and you can just fold it and you can just put it around the head of the baby. And that's it. If you don't have a nest, then you can take your linen, or you can put 2-3 linens together. Depends what you have, what you don't have, and you can do exactly the same. So while the baby is lying without them, then you just put it all around him. This one is too small, but you can just put it all around. Or what we did, because I also work in the hospital where we didn't have the positioning aid, so you can use 2-3 linens. So this one is bigger, so let me do it for this one. So make the nest, then you put another linen around, and you just put it around. Okay? You can put the baby inside, or even in prone position. Okay? And again, I'm not using anything what you don't have. Alright? So again, you can take whatever linens, whatever towels you have, and you can make the boundary. Just make sure one thing, that the boundary you make, it's not so hard. So some people, they tend to really make it so tight and so hard. No, just make it easily, that it's soft, and it can go up and down while the baby is sleeping. Okay? And then again, you can... Anyone? Yes. Yeah. Even no, all the babies you can put. There can be some exception. If you have baby which is not happy inside, of course, I'll not force him to be in the nest, but you can swaddle him. Okay? So then, and if you swaddle, then you can use some horseshoe or bendy bumper, or it depends what you have, or just to do this simple thing with the linen and just put it around, just to keep him in the same position that the baby will not roll down in the incubator. Okay. One important thing, what I actually saw, so how do you position the babies in the incubator? Do you leave them flat, or you elevate the position? How much do you elevate?
45, 46, elevation 45.
Okay, so please don't put them like they are going to the Eiffel Tower. Okay? It's not necessary. Remember one thing. Once you position the patient, the head should be higher than the body. So if you put them either supine or prone or side lying, always the head should be high. So up to 30 degrees, that's fine. I understand if you have a patient which has a huge reflux, that's something different. But all the premature babies, they have some kind of reflux. So 30 degrees is enough. And just if you go beyond and you have really baby which is vomiting, struggling, and you have huge problems, and you have confirmed that it's really because of the reflux, then that's the time you can slightly elevate it more. But not to be like, as I said, going to the Eiffel Tower. Yes, then what's going to happen? The baby is going to roll down. Okay? And it's not comfortable. Then you will have edematous legs sometime, especially if you have extremely sick patient. Right? So that's why. So up to 30 degrees, that's fine. So usually that's the way what the incubator allows you to do that. It's usually up to 30 degrees. Okay? All right. Any question for the prone?
After feeds, after feeds, how shall we be positioned? Lateral.
So up to the baby, what the baby tolerates. There is no strict position after the feeding, so it depends what the problem of the patient is. Like if you need to keep him prone, keep him prone. If he tolerates side lying, put him side lying. Just remember that he shouldn't or she shouldn't lay on the same position 24/7. Because 24/7. Imagine you are sleeping the whole night, for example, prone position. Are you able to do that? Okay, you are turning yourself, right, in the bed. That's the same. Okay. I know some babies are more stable in prone position, some babies are more stable in side lying, that's okay. But at least during the care and a few minutes after the care, you should leave the baby in a different position than the baby was before. So what we do usually, if we turn the patient to the supine and we do the care, then I leave the patient either supine or slightly put him side lying. Once I see that the baby doesn't tolerate this position or deteriorates or has any problem, I can turn him back. Okay? But don't leave them still the same position. Because for you it will be so uncomfortable as well. Okay?
Usually we have an opinion that there is a relation between the prone position and the sudden
Size.
Yeah. Yeah, so if it's 34 weaker and above and doesn't have any respiratory problem, what you need to deal with, then you keep him supine, okay, or sidelined. All right, that's correct. But if the patient has an RDS and it's sick, there is no problem to put him prone because that will help.
Usually on monitors and use the other.
Yeah, I know.
So we can suspect if there's any problem.
I know, but the thing is that it's maybe 10 years back when there was actually initiative in US and the name was Back to Sleep. So this campaign promoted those 34 weekers and above to sleep on their back, even if they are in the hospital, while they don't have any respiratory problem, what you need to treat or where you need to consider a prone position. The reason why, because the parents will see the patient prone, and you want to explain them that the patient is on the monitor.
Yes, even the monitor will alarm after 2 to 3 seconds. After the.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, it sticks in the parent's head that, okay, but in the hospital the patient also slept prone, so I have no problem to put the baby prone. But we have to explain to them, no, prone is not good for sleeping. You can keep the baby, of course you need to put your baby prone position, but only when the baby is awake, okay? While the baby is awake, there is no problem. Once the baby is asleep, you should turn him. Okay, sideline or prone or supine. All right?
معلش بس انا هشرح الحته دي شويه عشان حاسه ان فيها لخبطه. هي بس الفكره هي سوزي قصدها ان احنا لما الاهل هيخشوا هيزوروا البيبي جوه الحضانه ويلاقونا حاطينه برو، هي ممكن ما تسالش احنا ليه حاطينه برو او ما تاخدش بالها احنا موصلينه بمونيتور او اي حاجه وتاخده في البيت تنيمه برون، عشان هو طبيعي الطفل على فكره بيرتاح في البرون اكتر زي لو عنده ديستنشن او لو عنده قلق، فتقوم منيماه كده ويحصل اللي هو السادن انفنت ديث. فهي قصدها ان احنا لما يكون الاهل موجودين في الحضانه مهما شرحت لهم او ممكن ما يسالش هيلاقيك انت نايمه كده ومرتاح فهياخده في البيت ينيمه كده. بس قالت ال 34 weaker and above اللي ما عندوش اي ريسبيراتوري بروبلم اتس بيتر تحطيه يا اما بعد يا اما سايد لاين، عشان كمان الاهل لما يخشوا ما اضطرش ان انا اقعد اشرح واقعد اقول ويفضلوا لسه مقتنعين بيه. تمام؟ في حد يعني لسه
انا سؤالي ان حتى المونيتور لما بيقرا بعد اللي بيكون عنده
بس ما بيلحقش يحصل حاجه بصراحه. يعني بصي هو ممكن لو المونيتور ستيب دي بتحصل في حضانات او كده او الحاجات دي، لكن احنا بنبقى شويه مطمنين ان العيال عندنا في الحضانه على مونيتور. بس الفكره كلها الاهل لما بيخشوا زي ما قلت لك هو فعلا البرون بيبقى كويس لبيبيز كتير فبيستسهلوا والام عايزه تنام وفجاه تصحى تلاقيه.
في حاجه كمان قالتها ان وانس البيبي ينام بغير بوزيشن، يعني دي حاجه مهمه.
قالت لما اول لما ينام
So usually we don't actually put these babies prone. We don't put, if we don't have to, we strictly don't put 34 weekers and above prone position if they don't have any respiratory problem. Okay? It's mandatory for all the nurses not to put these babies prone, unless there is any reason to do it. Okay? So it should be across the board, 34 and above, with no reason of prone position to be either supine or sidelined. Okay? So then you don't have a problem once the baby goes to sleep, because of course if they are in our unit, they usually don't stay longer than like 40, maybe 44 weeks, okay, because then we discharge them. And if we don't discharge them and they need any care, then we are actually sending them to some other centers which are dedicated for this case. Okay. So maybe if you have older babies,
then you should consider them. If they are awake and you stay with them, or then they fall asleep, I would turn them. I would turn them if they fall asleep. Like if you have them awake on the tummy and they are 34 and above, so like you have some chronic patient, then I would either educate the mother, or if they stay in the NICU, I would tell them, turn the baby once he goes to sleep, like he's awake on prone, once he goes to sleep, turn the baby.
All right. What did we say about the sideline position? 100% of the time for the preterms, yeah. What else? How they should lie in the incubator. Okay, so they should be also flexed. So let me take the bigger one that you will see. So also flex legs near to the tummy. What else? Hands near to the face. All right. Okay. So now if I put the baby like that, what's going to happen? Can be in the nest, okay? Okay. Imagine what's going to happen if I put the baby like that. So the head will go down. Okay. So then you should always put some support under the neck. Okay. So again, you can use some towel. Roll it and put it under the neck, so then you will support the baby's head as well, and it's not going to fall down. Because that's the same, like if you sleep like this, what's going to happen? I'll just wake up and I won't. So it can be also painful for the patient, and also you are hurting the muscles here, so they can have either a huge contraction or extension, and then you can have a problem with rotation and with the head movement as well. Okay. So once you position the patient, it always should be the same as we said. And you can put him inside the nest, and the same things apply. So support the legs, support the head. So again, put him in the surrounding. Okay? So that's exactly the same as you have the patient in supine. And these days, you should also support the tummy. So you should put another linen or another whatsoever here to support the tummy. Do you know why? So why there should be a support? I'm supporting the patient's tummy because of the diaphragm. He works against this. So he's breathing against the support, so he's strengthening the muscles. Okay. So that's
اوكي، هي الفكره بس احنا بنحط ده عند الثumb بتاعت البيبي او عند بطنه، علشان هي دي اللي هيتحرك، يبقى هي البيبي بتاعته وهيتحرك عليها. يفرد ويتني فيسبورت الماسل ديفلوبمنت بتاعه. اوكي، فهي دي اللي زي الباوندري عندي اللي بحطها وبيحرك عليها، هي دي اللي هتبقى البيبي بتاعته اللي يتحرك عليها.
هم اثبتوا دلوقتي ان الديافرام لما يبقى سبورتد لما يجي يتحرك الحركه بتاعته اجهزه الديافرام ده بيحسن طريقه نفسه وبيحسن الماسل.
So the baby can lie inside. The leg from there.
لغايه دلوقتي البرون بوزيشن بحط بعمل سبورت للتامي. لو انا بعملها على سايد لاين يبقى هعمل سبورت للتامي وهعمل سبورت للميل.
دي يا جماعه الترامب التوم اللي هو العين في الاخر بيجي لنا ماشي ظهره ما عندوش توم خالص هنا، مش عامله له سبورت. يعني محدش فينا خالص بيفكر يعمل ترانك سبورت عشان يحسن الماسكل سكالب.
كده كده انا محافظه على ايه، على السبورت على الهيد، سبورت على الهيد.
So the patient can lay like this. Okay. And then you can also contain him, use these straps. Okay. And we can check here.
نفس الفكره اللي هي عملتها، اللي هي عملت التاورز عملتها بشكل ضيق وحافظ فيها ايه؟ دي فكره احنا عندنا، يعني دي مصنوعه احنا.
So if you don't have the nest, there is no problem. Again, you can use the linens and put them around. Okay?
نفس اللي عملته في الاول بس في كبير.
حتى في ناس كانت بتسميها تقريبا الحاويه او حاجه كده، صح؟ كانوا بيسموها الحاويه.
No problem. You can do it. If you make it, he will not. No, he will not. Because if you make it properly, the ideal way of doing this, if you have baby which is moving along, do the way I showed you before, that you will take bigger blanket, or you take the blanket, doesn't matter what you use, or the big linen. Or the towel. We use the towel usually, the big towel, because that's a bit bigger, so you can put it better. So you do this. Then once you put this one on it, كده هنسيبها.
لا انا عايزه بس اقول حاجه. ممكن نهى ممكن اقول حاجه.
I can tell you something. I worked for 8 years in Saudi Arabia. Okay? We in National Guard, we didn't have positioning aids till they brought us snuggle ups. So all of us, what we did these from the towels. So we used the big towel, we roll it, we made the nest like this, we put another blanket over it, like I'm showing you this, and we put the baby inside. Even 3.5, 4 kilo baby wasn't able to destroy it and stayed in there. And trust me, they were moving. Okay, so it's just a matter of practice. So you will find a way how to make it. And if you take appropriate linens you have in the unit, you will be able to do it properly. And the baby won't like go beyond. Okay, so if you have 3 kilo baby, of course I need to take bigger linens and make it bigger nest. If I have smaller patient, I can take just small linens. And I can make the small one because I need actually the boundaries to touch the patient. Okay, so it's possible. It's really possible. It's from my practice. Okay. Well, no. Actually, we just use this one and we support it, and I'll try to find some pictures and show you some pictures how the positioning was, what we had. كده بقيت الروبوت طلع. مش علاقة انت في هنا عشان داخلة
بس احنا على فكره انا اشتغلت في انجلترا وما كانش عندنا الحاجات دي، كانوا بيجيبوا فوط عاديه خالص الفوط يعني فوط عاديه بس طبعا بتبقى كبيره شويه، ومشكله الفوط انها لما بتتلف بتبقى فيها فريكشن لان هي مش سموث، عشان كده بيتحط فوقيها لينز ثانيه، لكن هي بتبقى ثابته وما فيهاش اي حاجه خالص، ما فيهاش اي مشكله. اللينن ممكن تبقى صعبه شويه، لكن الفوط او البشكير لما بتعملي له رول انت ممكن تربطي بيه اي حاجه، يعني ما فيش مشكله خالص، فبيثبت الفوط. فعلا احنا ما كانش عندنا اي حاجه. الفوط لا، الفوط العاديه حاجات عاديه زي غسل عادي وقشر ومشيت
هنسأل على الانفكشن كنترول اللي انا غسيل 60 درجة واشنج ماشين.
We don't sterilize it. No. 60 or 90 depends on the linen. And depends what we use. So we use it either 3 or 7 days. Like these, we leave there 7 days. And after, of course, if it's dirty, we will just change it. That's common sense. So, of course, like if you see that it's dirty, then you change it. But otherwise, you can leave it, if you make it from the linens, you can leave it like 48 to 72 hours, depends whether it's dirty or not. And then you can just send it to the laundry. But we don't sterilize it. Okay. Even in Saudi Arabia, we were not sterilizing the linens. It just went to the laundry, it was washed, and then it came back, and we used the washed linens only. Even for extreme preterms, and we've never had a problem with infection control. Side positioning, yeah, the baby after discharge should lie, either side lying or supine. Prone position only when the patient is awake. You know, if they prepare the prone position, it's our fault. It's our nursing fault, okay? Because we should be changing the position once they are fine with their respiratory system. And they don't need any intervention for a prone position. It's our fault that we actually left them in prone position for so long, and they got used to it, and then that's the reason why they don't want to sleep any other position. So that's why we have to think about it. Okay? Okay, you have many options. Well, actually, there are a lot of products. You saw some pictures. Like, for example, the Snugglots from Philips, they have 2 options. Either you have disposable one, and you have reusable one. So it depends what you want to use. But honestly, the disposable one is quite expensive. Okay? So there is no problem to wash that. All the companies, including this lady who made that, they have certificates that if you wash that for 60 degrees or 90 degrees, depends what the company will tell you. If you do it properly with this guide, it's safe for the patient. So washing is enough. We really use these ones and we wash them only in the laundry. We have a laundry in our maternity, so they wash that for us. They bring it back and we use it for another patient. Okay, so the bath we use for 7 days, and then we change it, or if it's dirty, and usually the hands which are inside, I will show you then. We use it for usually 24 hours, or if we have patient which is really minimal handling. So these extreme preterms we have on 72 hours protocol minimal handling, we don't change it for 72 hours. We don't elevate the patient, we don't touch them, we just change the diaper very quickly and then that's it. So we keep it for 3 days and we have no harm. Okay, so you have to always weigh the benefits of the handling the patient or leaving them in some dirty linens or something like that. So, and usually like 23, 24 weeker won't have meconium bone, so you don't have to worry about it, and the blood is not the problem. So, or we change it then, like every day, we usually change it. And we usually change it when the mother comes and do kangaroo. That's the time we dress the incubator and change the things. And these parts, what we have, we change it either every day or if it's dirty, it depends. But usually it gets dirty within 24 hours because of the saliva on the baby and stuff like that. So we change it. Okay. But it's really not necessary to sterilize the things. Yeah. Because I think for adult patients, you don't sterilize it as well, right? So there is no harm. And the mother is coming from home. And she's not sterilizing her clothes to go to the incubator or to touch the baby. So there is no reason to do that.